I want to talk about Jonah Lavitt for a second because I feel so blessed that this man has come into my life. I have so much respect for Jonah and really admire him, as a person and with what he's doing with his business and how he shows up so authentically and the way that he's serving people, the way that he's changing lives. Something that, when I met Jonah, I was thinking like, oh, that's Jonah Lavitt, like I've seen him online and he's like spoken at these really big, important conferences. But the thing is when you actually get the opportunity to meet Jonah and you're there talking to him, you just know that he genuinely cares. He cares so much about people. He cares so much about the work that he does. And that was one of the most remarkable things that I noticed about Jonah. Jonah's story is so inspiring and so moving as well. And one thing that really struck me is that, so often I'll hear from people like, oh, well, I need to figure out my life first before I can hire a coach. And it's always so funny to me, because I've been through that cycle where and realized like, oh, actually when I most need to figure out my life is like when I really needed to hire a coach. And like for me, that was the truth. And that was what worked and what happened, even though it was really scary. And, when you actually get to talk to Jonah or get to hear him speak and learn Jonah's story, it's like Jonah's story proves that, that when we think we most need to figure out our lives is like when hiring a coach is really the thing that's going to get us out of the hole, because otherwise how are we going to get out doing the same thing? It's like, well, how long have we been stuck? This is something else that I truly believe that comes to mind when I think of Jonah's work, because this is so true for me on my path, is like, what we're willing to do for ourselves is what others will be willing to do for us. So when it comes to like, others will be able to love us as much as we're able to love ourselves.